Hey everybody, welcome to episode 36 of the VHS Bandits. This week, we go back to the beach. Let's pop in the tape.
Paramount Pictures is having a party. Fantastic! And everyone's invited.
Go get him, Kahuna.
And we do mean everyone.
We've got to shove off, little buddy.
Oh, no, not you, not now. Come on, dudes, let's crank it.
Missed it by that much.
Don't bum your mother's trip, okay?
Well, everybody's heard about the Back to the beach.
Now playing at a selected theater near you. Check your local listings.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome again to episode 36 of the VHS Bandits. I'm the Kevbot. With me, as always, is...
Dane Train.
And...
Topher Hansen, dude.
Whoa! Great!
Gotta go thrash some waves today, dudes, because we're going back to the beach.
Let's go back
Time
to the
rip the
beach.
big crapola from down under.
That's Dane Train every night.
Yeah, after I hang out with you two guys, I take a big crapola.
Whoa.
Is it good to take a big kahuna every night?
Did I ever tell you the story of when I took a big crapola?
Dinner and then the big crapola story.
Every night after Taco Bell.
Yup.
So still in the midst of our summer movies, we were very excited for this movie.
Big time.
Yeah.
This is a movie we've all seen before, yes?
Oh,
Yes.
too many times to count.
Many times.
Right. And it's not really like a hidden gem or anything. This is a pretty well-known film, I'd say, yes?
Wait, I think so. Like, I don't know. I guess like a lot of things before the internet, I didn't think anybody else on the planet knew what this was until recently. I realized that.
I don't know how it
everybody's seen
did when it came out, but I feel like it's got a good cult following anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Big time.
Any movie with Fishbone has an automatic built-in audience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's start off real quick. What did we eat?
Papa Ginzo.
Yeah.
Papa Ginzo's, at which it was the deal of a century over here,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Seriously.
Had free small cheese pizza.
Because
And
you took a survey, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And I had a $5 credit from doing the all-you-can-eat pizzas every Monday through Wednesday. It's a good deal.
It is a really good
Do
deal.
you go every day? Every first 3 days of the week
not,
you
not
go?
every day.
Okay.
I went last week and a few weeks before. Not all the time, but I rack up the points pretty well. And I had a gift card, so it was pretty much
Jesus
all free.
Christ.
So we got some
Wow.
pizzas, we got some boneless wings,
Boneless barbecue wings.
and some mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Oh, so
And
good.
Topher, what'd you have?
I had a Coke Zero and some granola.
Because I'm in California, dude.
I had a
You tell me you didn't
tab.
put some avocado on top of your granola?
No. It's not like healthy granola. It's got like chocolate and shit in it.
Oh.
So don't get me wrong. I'm not eating healthy. And there's plenty of aspartame in this
I believe it.
beverage.
Nice. It's just chocolate sprinkled with granola on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So, let's get into Back to the Beach. If you don't know what Back to the Beach is, if you're familiar with the Frankie and Annette
YOLO
beach party,
cheeky cunts.
beach
Today I
blanket
come here
party
to show you a little trick.
movies or whatever.
Sidewinder will
it
teach
was,
you how to make a scrolling 80s
Bikini
sci-fi
Beach
retro
Party,
grid
I
on
think
After
there's one called
Effects.
Beach
That was easy as sneezy.
Party
You only
Bingo, is
need
that them?
motion
Yeah.
tile. Then,
They all had
boom,
beach
it's
and
done.
party in the name.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'll show
So, yeah, there was a big series of, I don't know how many of them there were, but
No
I've
clue.
never seen any of those movies.
Oh,
I've
really?
only seen Back to the Beach. Have you seen the original Frankie and Annette movies?
They're pretty dated.
I've seen like,
No
I
kidding.
think I've seen those two. Like, John let me borrow them.
Yeah.
I've seen Beach Blanket Bingo. I've seen Bikini Beach Party, whatever the hell it is. And yeah, they're like wicked 60s, ultra dated.
Yeah.
There's like the one that's about like a professor and he's like this, got like a stick up his butt. And he's like, I'm going to study the human teenagers and their animalistic
Oh.
rituals. And then he turns out
Do
to be...
aliens come down?
No, I don't think.
Oh,
I don't think
that would
Meathead
make
shows
it-
up and calls anybody a dingus or whatever he calls.
That would
Because
make
that
it so
sounds
much better.
familiar. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
throwing in the aliens from my own, you know.
I mean,
false
then again, we've
memories,
seen
but-
so many other '60s monster movies from that time, like Horror Party Beach. Back when
Yeah,
we did
maybe
Creepy
that's what I'm
Castle.
thinking
Oh,
of,
you guys
know?
ever seen Psycho Beach Party?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, that one's a good one.
Is that when was that from?
That one came out, I want to say like early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like a rip on the beach party kind of movies, but
Is it black and white?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, it's not. And there's someone killing people.
Aha.
Yeah.
I think there's another movie called Blood Beach. I don't know.
That
Could
does
be.
sound
Killer
familiar.
movie?
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. Whatever.
Anywho.
We watched Back to the Beach.
Back to
None
the
of those
Beach.
movies.
Frankie and Annette.
So yeah, so I guess it's like at the time, like this came out in '89, right?
This came out in 1987.
Oh, okay, '87. So, or was it UHF that came out in '89?
UHF came out in
Okay.
89.
This is mine says 88.
Maybe
Oh,
that's when it
copyright.
was.
1988.
Let me check the
Maybe
back of the
that's when the
box.
VHS was released.
I don't know.
That's
the back
true.
of
Because the movie came out in theaters.
Oh no, that also says 1987. You're right.
my box is '87
There's two
on two
copyrights.
places.
Yeah,
So
Maybe the Mexican copyright.
that's true. Mine was made in Mexico for some
Yeah.
reason or another.
So the deal is, I have a copy of Back to the Beach. T-Man's got a
And
copy of
I
Back to
have
the
a
Beach.
copy.
And we came to find out that there are some very, very subtle differences between these here.
Very subtle.
Where like yours has a sticker on the back that says "Made in Mexico," and yours has one trailer, whereas mine has 0 trailers,
And
yeah,
no
mine
sticker.
no sticker.
Zero
mine
sticker.
had a trailer for "She's Having a Baby."
Starring Kevin Bacon and some
girl.
lady.
You know,
other
who's
lady.
a
Having a
John
baby.
Hughes
A
classic.
John Hughes joint.
A John Woo joint.
John Woo, yeah. Be some doves in that movie. So, so
That
We're-
movie needs some party hats.
This is what does your back look like mine?
both of our backs look identical. They're both 75th
There's, like,
anniversary
only
Paramount
Yeah.
copies. Yeah, ours are identical. Otherwise,
we
which
tried
is weird.
we tried something new this episode where we both played them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Topher in California and us here in Shrewsbury.
Massachusetts.
So I didn't have to bear
Massachusetts.
the burden of watching it through terrible
Internet.
Google
internet
Hangouts?
bandwidth and
As we hold up the computer to the TV.
Yeah.
right.
And there was like a millisecond delay.
Yeah.
But we're pretty
But
spot on.
It was almost in pure sync.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked out for me.
Yeah. It's way better.
So
I
I've-
love the cover of this box.
Oh, seriously,
By the way.
I legit remember the Christmas that we got we got this for Christmas from my folks. And do you remember when you got your copy?
I bought it at like Savers.
Oh, okay.
How long ago?
I don't know, a couple years. It's not like I have no emotional attachment to it. There's no story. I
Oh.
went to Savers, they had it, I bought it.
It's a good find. It's a real good find.
Yeah.
I have had this tape close to my entire life.
Dane,
Wow.
you're gonna tear up.
No, but I literally this.
Dry those eyes.
I don't know if I could. I mean, literally, this is. As far as I'm concerned, this is one of the first movies I ever watched in my life, or that I like remember watching in my life.
I know that we've watched that very tape in your basement.
Oh, I'm sure we have.
Yep.
This movie, yeah, I have an extreme emotional attachment to Back to the Beach. Like like you know how a lot of people like Back to the
And,
Future and whatever. Same thing with me, but this is one of those other movies that I also grew up watching so many times that I could, you know, like some movies, like a lot of us can. I can literally reenact this movie every line to a T.
So it would totally break your heart if I smash this tape right now.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
They don't even.
check
I
it.
don't
You can
even
have
think
mine.
Put it down.
you can't even like buy a new copy of this movie. Like I think it's out of print. Like I remember I got that.
You can't
Like
buy
on
it.
DVD.
You can't buy a new
Yeah.
copy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like
You
it's
can
like
find
I,
used copies.
I remember even like later on in life, like in the early 2000s, my mom for Christmas again got me the DVD, and I was like, "Ma, I already got the tape." and I have both.
And she was like, "You'll
And-
check this and you'll like it."
Well, I remember our buddy John, if you guys remember from the Silence of the Hams episode, he was like, "Oh my god!"
We talk
like,
about him every once in a while.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh my god!" Like you can't get that DVD, man. Like it's totally out of print. And I'm like, all right, so I got the tape and the DVD, both of which are out of print.
real
One more
back to
obvious
the
than the
beach
other.
We'll talk about
Historian.
that. We'll touch upon that later on in the episode.
Who knows? Maybe there's a special edition Blu-ray release with 8 hours of extra Pee-wee singing "The Bird Is the Word" on there or something.
Perfect.
I could listen
So-
to that all day.
Yeah.
Oh, every song in this movie I could listen to on loop and never get tired of.
They made a soundtrack
Oh.
to it.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
You got to find that CD. CDs are a thing.
It's out of print.
It's out of print. And the cassette out of print. So this is like one of the raddest friggin' boxes on the planet. So you
Yeah.
got Frankie and Annette, Pee Wee Herman, the Harbor Master who from Get Smart, the hot chick Bridget, the son, Shirley, Knife, Bobby. You got
One of the
what's his
Fishbone
name?
guys.
Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, and the lead saxophone guy from Fishbone. And a poodle, all hanging out in a 60s T-Bird flying in outer space with this insanely like late 80s new wave text, Back to the Beach. They're flying in outer space with the planet with like a beach just underneath them, and they're like surfing in this
It
T-Bird.
looked, they were about to crash land onto the beach
Yeah.
and blow some severe collateral damage onto unsuspecting civilians just
Yeah.
trying to enjoy their day.
And the thing that kills me about this tape is like the cover is so wicked, totally tubular, bitchin' awesome, and then you go to the back and it's so mundane and boring.
There's just one picture of Frankie and Annette just like smiling.
Yeah, like there's no like zany kookiness on the back either. But the description's kind of cool. It says, "Cowabunga! The surfing 60s ride into the new wave 80s as Frankie and Annette star in this hip update to their old time, good time beach movies with special appearances by Bob Denver, Tony Dow, Pee Wee Herman, Jerry Mathers, and many other familiar faces."
Now, who's Tony Dow and Jerry Mathers?
I don't know, and I don't even remember Bob Denver being in this movie.
Bob Denver's fucking Gilligan, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else.
He's on the cover.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
All right,
that'll
doesn't
be
matter.
we'll look up who they played.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I'm
so
sure
I think,
we'll recognize them once we
Jerry,
know.
Is Jerry Mathers the guy who plays the skipper who shows up in the end?
it might
Maybe.
be.
Maybe.
That
I
could be
don't know.
Tony Dow. I don't know. I don't know people's names. You know how there's
Might be
some,
the Get Smart guy.
Yeah.
You know how there's
I'm
like
looking it up
there's
right
some
now.
people that are really into movies and they can rattle off every actor and producer and director on the planet. That's not
Yeah.
me.
I
don't
feel
know
like
who
I
the hell anybody they are. What?
I should be like that, but I'm so bad with names.
I think that's good because I think that usually people that can remember everybody's names suck. So
Oh.
yeah, so that's just one of those things I found out in life.
You heard it straight from Dane Train's mouth. If you remember people's names, you're an asshole.
Hey, I didn't say the AH word, okay?
Which word?
What the AH?
Hey, I'm just saying, like, hey, some maybe call me jealous. I don't know. You got some of those people they can rattle off every name of every person on the planet. Hey,
I
I
wish
can't
I
do
could.
that. I'm just like, hey, there's that guy in that movie, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise would be like, oh yeah, that's his name, you know. You know.
So
Don
let's get
Adams
into the
was the
flick.
harbor
Okay.
master.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tony Dow was a judge. I don't know who. No, I don't want to upgrade.
You mean
he
one of
played
the
Wally
beach,
Cleaver,
guys.
and
Oh.
Jerry Mathers was also on Leave It to Beaver.
Okay, see the two people.
Okay,
So two
yeah,
people
yeah.
from Leave It to Beaver were the judges.
Or
at
the
surf
judges,
off?
yeah. And Alan Hale Jr. is the skipper. And yeah,
All right. Well, I never
Barbara-
watched Leave It to Beaver, so
Barbara Billingsley, also from Leave It to Beaver. And the
Jesus.
Jive Lady from Airplane.
Was she in this?
Yeah, well, she was the announcer, right?
Yeah, she was the judge with the gigantic microphone.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Let's jump right into this. Let's make a splash.
Let's
get into this movie.
wet.
And it starts off pretty.
It literally just starts
Oh,
off
it's like-
with an airplane
yeah, it's-
flying.
It's narrated by Bobby the son, but then
Yeah.
he stops narrating halfway through the movie.
And then picks up in the end.
Yeah. Which
so
is
it's
like a common thing with movies that are narrated, I find. They always forget to like write voiceover for the middle of the film.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's too busy being in a surfer gang.
Yeah, because when he joined the surfer gang, he really wasn't, he kind of disappeared
You had to
altogether.
Spend that money.
Yeah, when he joined the River Rats.
It's like 20 or 25 years after Frankie and Annette leave the beach because Frankie had a big wipeout thanks to the humunga cowabunga from down under, where he surfed the biggest wave ever and wiped out and went into a coma. And that drove him and Annette to move to Ohio.
And he settled down.
Yeah, settled down.
And now he
become
owns
a-
Friendly Ford.
Yep.
He's a used
He's a
car salesman.
dealership. Mm-hmm.
So
You guys in need of a used Ford Fairlane?
he can get you a good deal on a used one. And Annette is a housewife who is
She buys nothing
she has
but
a
peanut butter and
shopping
spam
addiction.
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah. And they're going to go on vacation because Frankie has never gone on vacation. He's only obsessed with selling since they moved to Ohio.
They also have a son named Bobby who's like a stereotypical 80s punk rocker
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah. He's got
He's my
Leather
favorite character,
vest.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
and a
I
switchblade
love him.
comb and makes fun of his dad who wants to punch him.
Frankie Avalon is an abusive father. Like through the entire movie, he threatens
he has
him
never
with
laid
violence.
a finger on his son, though.
Yeah.
That's because Annette won't let him because he'll go back to prison. But he
she
makes
wears the
so
pants of
many
the family.
physical threats to Bobby. They do
I'll
not
give you
get
a rap in
along
the mouth.
at all.
yeah. The words are rap in the mouth. I'm going to hit you in the back of the head with a rock. Just let me hit him just
man.
once. Oh, my. Oh, well, no, he does,
Domestic
man.
violence has never been funnier.
He takes him and he uses Bobby as a battering ram.
Well,
yeah, he does. He bashes his head against the door.
Yeah, a lot.
He's trying to get the door open, though.
Yeah, to get to
It's
his
more of a tool.
other offspring, Bobby's sister.
Yeah.
Who he's
to
already
do
ready
some
to
emotional
murder.
damage to her.
Yeah. She
But
is
we're not there yet.
Aunt Becky from Full House.
Yeah.
And she's looking good in this movie.
Oh, yeah, she is.
And she has a fiance named Michael, who's a surfer dude, and they live on a pier above a bait shop. And that's
Zed's bait and tattoo.
Yeah. Zed is the name of the guy, the leader of the surfer.
Yeah, the surfer
thing.
punks.
Yeah, just
So
put
that's
that
his
So
together.
I guess
tattoo
that's his
shop?
business? I
Yeah.
guess so.
Which is why during that one scene they come out of the building with the sleepover.
Oh, yeah,
good
yeah,
call.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
think of that.
But we're jumping ahead. We're jumping
You think
ahead.
he would live above his own bait shop and not across the way?
He's smart in renting that space out, earning some extra income.
That's right. He
Yeah,
probably,
but he's
he probably lives-
he's renting the house across the street or across the pier.
Is he?
maybe
'Cause
he owns the whole pier.
Well, see, I think
Well, because that's where everybody came out of.
True.
I thought they
It's-
just went up there
it's
because they
his
heard all the
beach.
music and saw all the chicks in their pajamas. So I think he and his gang sleep on the beach.
They might be homeless.
Maybe
gutter
yeah.
punks.
Maybe he literally owns the beach.
Well, there's all
It's
those
his
times
private
he
beach.
does
He's
say
a-
that it's his beach.
Yeah.
Philanthropist, punk,
Yeah.
new wave
Yeah.
gang member.
When you have that kind of income, when you have that kind of money, probably a trust
buy
fund, I
beaches.
imagine. He doesn't have to do much.
Yeah.
No, just sell some bait and tattoo people once in a while.
There you go.
Probably drugs too. Maybe?
Dane, why don't you tell us your favorite part? Well, I'm gonna assume it's your favorite part on the airplane.
Okay, all right. So there's a lot of goofs in this movie, but the best one is at the very beginning of the movie. So Bobby.
Wait, can you set it up real quick? Why are they on an airplane? They're going on vacation.
Okay.
Where are they going and what's happening?
So they are like, they live in this settled life. They're kind of in a rut. So they decide that they're going to go on vacation to Hawaii. All right? But obviously, if anybody's ever been to Hawaii, not me, but from what I understand, if you go to Hawaii, the first thing you got to do is stop off in California. You got to do a layover in California, and then you can go to Hawaii. So they stop off in California for a little tiny bit to go say hi to their daughter, Sandy, who lives off of a beach in California, which is the exact same beach that they used to hang out at when they were teenagers.
And it's only a 10-hour layover.
Yeah.
That's right. So they are on their way, and Bobby sets up the story, right? So they're in the airplane, and Bobby's like trying to make it with the flight attendant. She's like, "Hey, how about a little junior pilot pin?" And he's like, "Whoop-de-doo." And then he's like egging on his dad, and he's ragging on Frankie. And then out of nowhere, I don't understand this whatsoever. Like, this movie's just filled with stupid random shit. But there's this part where they say their daughter's name's Sandy. And Bobby's like, "No, Dad, no." And he goes, "My little baby, my honey bunny, my lammy whammy." And everybody, including Bobby, start puking into the friggin' little puke bags that they give you on an airplane. And then they cut to a tight shot of Bobby, who was just puking, standing up puking. And he's just sitting in his chair, and he goes, "This is why we don't travel." And it's just like the most obvious cut. I mean, anybody who saw this movie in 1987 in theaters had to have seen this goof.
It is
the
probably
best.
one of the worst jump cuts in cinema. It works for the movie. I'm not complaining about it. I think it's funny.
Absolutely, but it is just awesome.
There's definitely no way to explain your way out of that one.
Oh, it's so good. This set up this movie for what you are in for, which is awesome.
I think watching this again, I am really impressed with this movie. I think it's really well written, and the characters are all, there's so many characters in this movie, but they're all different and they're all funny and unique
and memorable too.
Yeah, unlike, where if you have a huge cast, usually you could get rid of a couple characters and nothing would change.
Sleepaway Camp?
Right, exactly. Like every counselor's the same person, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you watch Prometheus or something, you don't care about it. You don't know, there's a million characters in that movie. You don't know any of them. You don't care about any of them. This movie, no matter how big or how small, each one is totally different. And you remember every single one.
Yes. The only thing that could be confused as what character is what, or what is their whatever, is a lot of them have that dopey Californian surfer dude accent, man. A lot of them talk like that, which kind of blends together, but they all behave differently.
Yeah,
they're all different versions of the stereotype.
Yeah. Even I know everybody too has their own clothing style in a sense too. You know what I mean?
Especially Fishbone.
Fishbone, Troy, the sleazy womanizer, and everybody.
I love him.
He's my favorite part of the whole
funny.
movie. Yeah, we're gonna get to him in a little bit. So they land in California. They're at the airport, and Bobby's like, "Yo, where's all the rock and rollers and all the celebrities and movie stars?" And O.J. Simpson. Infamous murderer O.J. Simpson pops up.
A professional football player,
and
O.J. Simpson.
Comedic actor of the Naked Gun series.
Yes. Annette is
back on the streets.
Oh, well, that's just a myth. There's not famous people everywhere. And Annette and O.J. both go for the same bag. And he's like, pardon me, that is my bag. She's like,
O.J.'s my Ford Bronco's double parked. I got a split. He grabs her bag and runs away.
My black leather glove is in this pigskin briefcase. I gotta go.
It's the prequel to Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag, basically. And that's the only. Wait, no, that's not. I was gonna say that's the only like celebrity they run into, but this entire movie is celebrities.
Oh, it's nothing.
But-
This whole movie's nothing but cameos. So
Right, but they're not playing themselves. Is Bob Denver playing himself, or is he playing Gilligan?
it was him
confusing
as
to-
Gilligan.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's Gilligan playing
But
Gilligan.
they never name them specifically, even on the IMDb page. It's not Gilligan.
Right. Well, I don't think they
Okay.
could because of copyright and stuff.
Correct.
Actually, from
Yeah.
from what I understand, you probably have the notes on this.
I do.
All right.
I know what
do you
you're
wanna-
gonna say.
You want to talk about it?
We can talk
All
about
right.
it.
Why don't we get into this right for fast and foremost?
All right. So through the whole movie, Frankie is never called Frankie.
oh,
he's-
weird.
He's the big kahuna. Because in the Beach Party movies, his character is named Frankie. And this is a different production company. They didn't get the rights for them to use the actual characters from the Beach Party movies.
But his real name in real life is Frankie.
Right. So they're
can't
playing
use his own
similar characters,
name.
but because of copyrights, they couldn't
What
do
about
that.
Annette? They call her Annette.
But in the Beach Party movies, she is
she's a different
She's not Annette.
Dolores or
Right.
Dee Dee.
Dolores.
Dolores
Sexy.
or Dee Dee.
She's a lunch lady.
Yeah.
Beach party.
Whenever I hear the name Dolores, I think of the woman in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Dolores.
I think of
of
the
Seinfeld.
Sloppy Joe
Oh.
song from Chris Farley. And
Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah.
So they never actually call him Frankie. He's always referred to as like Dad or the Big Kahuna.
Right.
Or we can go through all the names. I wrote them all
That's
down.
so weird that like
They
I've seen
call
this
him
movie
the
a million
Big
times.
Chihuahua, the Big Caboose, the Baked Potato, the Big Crapola.
yeah, I never noticed that.
Crazy.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I've
That's a
never noticed that they
crazy
didn't like
fact.
didn't actually name them in the movie. So
Yep. Yeah, it was always Frankie.
Yes, so
They go.
they get to California after they leave the airport. They're in the Thunderbird.
Not traveling through space, but just driving down the street.
No,
I
yeah,
know,
on-
like
on
that's
the
one of those,
roads.
like,
beach.
yeah, you wish that they were traveling in outer space. Well, Pee Wee goes to outer space in a little bit. Maybe Pee Wee is powering the T-Bird on the cover for them to be traveling in outer space.
He took the picture.
I bet.
He took the picture.
He took
That's
the picture
right.
for the cover.
Yeah, that's right.
They're driving down the coastline, driving down the beach, and it. You all right, Dan?
I am just checking on the battery power on my Zoom H5.
Okay.
So
just
I think we'll
checking.
be okay. I'm just taking a peek at it.
All right. Driving down the coastline, they arrive at the beach that used to be their beach. Their hangout
on
spot.
the drive, they're Bobby and Frankie are fighting again, and Frankie is like flipping a switchblade behind his
you mean Bobby?
father's. Yeah,
You
Isn't
said
that what
Frankie.
I said? Oh well, Bobby's flipping
Yeah.
a switchblade in and out behind his father's head, and his mother again has to break it up. I forget what they say, but it's a definitely a good exchange.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like he's like, we. Her answering machine says we. Now, what does we mean?
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
I think it's the plural form, indicating more than one. Do you need me to conjugate that for you, Pop? Do you even know what
conjugate
conjugate
you.
means? I'm going to conjugate in the back of the head with a rock. See, this is going to be the episode where we differ the most from our other favorite movie-related podcast, the Video Rangers, who I pimp every freaking episode, but they always play the real clips from the movies. In this episode, I am going to play out every clip of the movie.
Yep.
Dane knows this movie like the back of his hand.
Oh yeah,
He could tell you about the whole thing. He could
That's
tell you
right.
about the little mole he's got on the back of his hand and the scar that he got from when he was 5.
Oh, you know about that?
Or the movie. Like he knows like the back of his
I
hand.
do have a scar on the back of my hand from when I was like 5. But I can't wait. Which hand is it?
Was that just a guess, Kevbot?
That was.
Oh my god! No, really. Where is it?
Oh, weird.
It's.
You're very intuitive.
I know.
I think this is it right here. Yeah.
Welcome to the Scars of Dane Train
Actually,
podcast.
no, it was right here. It used to be right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bonked my head when I was like a little kid. I had a scar
And
forever.
you bonked your head, and
no,
you got a scar
bonked my
on your
hand.
hand.
I bonked my hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
on
you
his
must
head.
have bonked your head really hard.
I
to
was
think you had a scar on
running.
your
I was
hand.
running in the kitchen, and I smacked my hand on like the corner of the countertop.
Of your.
And
I thought you were gonna say of the oven because the like handle of the oven that was like built into your wall.
No. Yeah, across from the oven.
Ah,
Opposite
I feel like
of the
I
oven.
hit myself on that oven. a few
Probably.
times.
that's pretty fair. They're going to visit.
What's the
daughter.
daughter's name?
Sandy.
Sandy.
My little
Sandy.
baby. My honey bunny. My lammy whammy. This is why we don't
And
travel.
that's how we get to the next scene.
Yes.
This is
She's-
where he hits Bobby's head against the door.
Yeah.
Because her boyfriend is in there.
Oh, and you know that even though she's an adult living on her own, she cannot have a boyfriend, according to Frankie.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like 25 or something.
Yeah. So she's throwing all her fiance Michael's stuff, and Michael might be one of my favorite characters in the movie.
Okay.
I mean, lots of characters are simply fantastic in this movie.
There is no wrong answer as to who your favorite character is. There really
True.
isn't.
True. Yeah. Because there can't be any sign that there is a boy living there with Sandy. So they throw all his stuff out the window, and he's like, "Come on, maybe we could just break it to him that we're together, or I can finally meet him." And then Frankie starts using Bobby's head to beat down the door, and he goes,
Oh, Dad!
and what does Frankie say? He's like, if I catch a boy in there, I'm gonna cut off his toes and sell him to the bait shop. And Michael's like, later, and jumps out the window.
So he comes in and he's like, she looks guilty. Who was just in here? Ha ha! 2 toothbrushes, shaving lotion, and the toilet seat is up. So he and Bobby split to go and find him down on the beach so he could break his legs for sleeping with his daughter.
And that's when they run into the beach gang.
Do they have a name?
Zed's Land or something like that, I think is
Zed's
the name of the
Land.
sign.
There
It's
was
just
there was a sign that was like a do not enter. Couldn't think of those words.
But the gang doesn't have a name themselves. They're
I don't
just
think so.
Zed's,
I don't know.
Zed's gang. The Zedland
they're
gang.
just the surfer punks, I guess.
Yeah. And instantly Bobby's like, "Yep, these are my people. These are the guys."
He's like, great,
Yeah.
I'm hitting it off.
And Frankie's making fun of him because he knocks over their boards. Which anytime you meet a gang of any sort, whatever
You gotta knock
mode of
something
transportation they
in
have,
a
they're always
domino
lined
succession.
up, and you always have to knock them over.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
any movie that has a motorcycle gang ever.
yeah,
Yup.
or probably a bicycle gang too. That seems
The
about
Paper
right.
Brigade.
Yeah.
It probably happens in that.
Yeah, we got to finish watching that.
So you guys did not want to finish watching that.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
man. I want to
I
watch the rest of
finished.
Really?
Paper Brigade.
Yeah, it was at my house.
Oh.
Yeah. We got through like
anyway.
3/4 of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Frankie's talking about how when he used to surf, he used to have better boards, and he's making fun of their jackets and stuff,
And their haircuts.
They're gonna
They
murder
call
him.
him
and
Helmet
he's like,
Hair. And then Bobby's like, for the record, I do not share the same opinion as my father. And
the kid
he's trying to get
I
in with him.
like.
right,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the guy with the hair helmet. He's like, you've done an ugly thing to my board. These are sins here. I, Zed, am God here. And he's like, well, hey, pal. All right, I'll see you later. All right. He's like so oblivious. I love it.
Hair. You want to talk hair? Where'd you get your haircut? At the Braille
Braille
College for
The Braille
haircuts?
Barber
Braille
College.
yeah. How about that one, Bobby?
I
That
remember
was
being a
good
kid
one,
and be like, I don't get it. And my brother was like, Braille is
The blind,
blind writing. It's like, I'm like, okay, oops. So
Um,
And then they just wander off.
they
And
do.
I think they meet back up with Annette and the daughter.
yeah,
Yeah.
they go out for dinner at some club where
Where she's a
Sandy
waitress.
works.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
they're-
owned by I forget her name. Coco?
Coco.
I don't know.
Sure,
Why
we'll
not?
go Coco.
Oh, what the hell was her name?
Coco LaRue.
uh,
You're the expert.
oh my goodness, how could I not remember her name?
She was a friend of Frankie and Annette's, and she has a big crush on Frankie. And
She's a
she has a
MILF.
whole shrine for him. And this whole time leading up to this point, Frankie was just like, no, I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go home. I want to
Yeah,
sell
yeah,
stuff.
He was like a total fuddy-dud the whole time.
He was a
Until they
Debbie
get
Downer.
there and they meet, or they see Dick Dale there.
Oh yeah, Dick Dale is on stage
Yep.
playing some
Yep.
surf tunes.
Yep. And the Coco, well, that's just going to be her name for the rest of the
What
episode.
the hell? I gotta look it up. It's gonna
Just
drive
look
me
it up
bananas.
on
I'll-
Wikipedia.
I'll look it
so
up
you
on
don't
the
ruin
interwebs
the-
real
Yeah.
quick.
Quit looking at the titties there. Look it up on the internet.
Some people
So-
call
so
them titties.
I guess like me, I don't know, but I can't remember from the movies, but I think that Frankie and her like had some kind of a fling, or like she was like, you know, the bad girl that was.
Well, that's what they allude to the entire movie.
yeah.
Yes. So she
She's
owns
like the
this bar
rival
that
Annette.
they used to hang out at.
Connie.
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 I like Coco better. but
Connie.
whatever. Connie. It's when Frankie sees Connie and she's like, "Oh my God, you're here and this is awesome." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Awesome! I love being here. This is a great time."
Yeah.
And he has to sing a song with Dick Dale, and he goes,
And-
"Do you know Venus?" And Dick Dale's like, "You're asking me, Dick Dale, if I know Venus?" No.
But I know this. And then he plays some other
Plays
song.
California Sun.
Mm.
And Frankie's having a good time, and Annette is not having a good time because Connie is like all over Frankie, and they missed their
and
flight, so they have to
this
stay
is-
there. So
This
Frankie
is where
and
we
Annette,
meet. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Well, this is where we meet the douchebag guy.
Oh yeah, we gotta get. Oh yeah, Troy, man, Troy, my favorite person in the whole movie, the sleazeball. He's the best. So
He's like West Coast Crotchettarelli.
yeah, right.
trying to get Annette drunk with the
stunned mullet.
I was gonna call it the skanky mullet.
The skanky mullet.
I like
stunned
that
mullet.
better.
He's seen a girl drink one and take off all of her clothes and
Do the pony right here on this very table. So he wants to buy her 2 of them.
oh.
And then I love how like Frankie
very
comes
Dice
up
Clay.
and Frankie's like, "Hey guy," and he's like, "My name's the name's Troy." And he goes, "Oh, what a shock!" and he's like, "You better try ordering a real drink, slick." And yeah, and then Troy pops up a bunch of times in the movie. We'll get into that in a
Yeah.
little bit,
Yeah.
but he is my favorite freaking part. And like every like he's such like a sleaze bag, and like when he laughs, he's like.
He laughs at everything,
Everything.
including anything he says.
Oh, it's the best.
Yes.
You're a crazy gal.
He's so over the top.
Yeah. the best.
It's just like this is some of the best over the top acting. Like
And it works
Ever.
like literally every
Right.
single person in this movie overacts, and it's 100% perfect.
Yeah, it works out well.
I
It
mean,
all
it
works.
fits the mood of the film. It's not like annoying at all.
Yeah,
or
never.
like nobody's like going for the laughs, but there are just sincerely huge characters and
Yeah.
goofy.
It's awesome.
And then what happens? Do they?
Frankie and Annette
Oh,
get in a
Frankie
big
gets
fight,
drunk. Yeah.
and Annette stays with Sandy, and they have a slumber party because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, then the gang
Frankie
joins in
gets
at the slumber party.
crazy drunk.
He drinks a lot of stunned mullets.
Yeah, and
He's
sleeps,
talking- he's
sleeps with
talking-
a bunch of surfers.
He's talking to Gilligan,
Yeah.
who ends up being the bartender. And all that Gilligan wants to do is tell drunk Frankie about his time living on an island, living on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, exactly.
And he,
Frankie's like,
no.
yeah.
So this is the slum. We get to the slumber party, and the Zed's crew shows up. And
wait, so did sorry to interrupt. Did her boyfriend, did they already split up at this point?
Sandy's like, you can't stay here tonight. My
Yeah,
mom's staying
and-
here.
Right, right.
And Michael
Well, I thought it was
replies-
stupid because I don't understand what the hell's wrong
They break
with
up for no reason.
Yeah, I don't understand what the hell's wrong with Michael because he's just like, we're having a fight. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, if I can't stay here tonight, it means we're having a fight, which is fucking horseshit.
Maybe it's like his condo. He probably pays the rent.
Well, I'm sure they split it or
Probably
something.
not, because he makes surfboards and then
Oh, yeah,
just
that's
gives
true.
her
Oh,
He
that's
doesn't have
right.
a
That's right. He
legit
doesn't have a
job.
job. Why doesn't he just go like? I would be like, listen, go sleep in your surf shop or go sleep at a buddy's couch for like a day. Like if I was
this
Lori
relationship is
Loughlin's
doomed to fail
fiance,
if this is gonna
I would
be,
be like, okay, sure,
You would-
fine.
You would,
Right.
not want to let go of Lori.
And she's
No
like,
way.
put on some clothes. And he's like, my
Tuna
tuna's
fish are
wearing
eating my
my
clothes.
clothes. Because he only owns one shirt that he was wearing when she threw them into the ocean. She did throw
Pretty
out
much.
maybe 2 or 3 shirts
Yeah.
out the window.
Man, he's a beach bum.
Most of his worldly possessions are now at the bottom of the pier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all got salt water in them.
Yep.
They're gonna get all crusty when they dry. So
This means that
Yeah,
Frankie
so-
and
so-
Annette and Sandy and Michael are both having fights with each other.
Yeah, they're both more or less split up. And
Right.
Bobby's like, does this mean that I'm the product of a dysfunctional, broken home, Mom?
Which is exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. That is what he wants.
To justify his, like, punk attitude or whatever.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways that Frankie is showing Michael that he needs to win back his fiance. There's a lot of different ways they throw.
But they still hate each other at this point until Michael wakes him up in the morning
Oh yeah.
with the Keith Richards cocktail of Diet Pepsi and who knows what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like Alka-Seltzer and probably ecstasy or who knows what.
there
and,
was
coffee
coffee
grounds,
grounds,
amphetamines.
Coke, Coca-Cola. I mean,
cocaine. And
it's a little pick me up.
Yeah.
And yeah, Frankie drinks it and then he was like ready to basically like hang himself in the garage. And then he drinks this and he's like, "Wow, I feel great." And then he's like, "I owe you a debt for life." And then he's like, "Okay, just let me marry your daughter." And he's like, "I'm gonna kill you."
he's like, boy, am I forever in your debt. Say, could I sell you a used Ford Fairlane? Like what kind of a thing?
A
Like,
used copy of Ford Fairlane.
oh,
on
that I would
VHS.
take. Sure, I'll take a copy of Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
It's booty time.
They settle their differences though. They bury the hatchet, and
Not in that scene, do they?
No,
Yeah.
they only bury the hatchet because they find out that Connie is his mother, which I thought was funny because
Well,
like
in the surf shop, they
no,
bury
that
the
happens
hatchet.
later.
Oh, that happens later.
Yeah,
Oh.
But
But
So-
didn't they do the beach stuff? Like
what beach? There's so much beach stuff, Kevbot.
you know, the one scene with when they're on the beach, when they go back to the
yeah,
beach.
Right after this, he goes and sees Connie,
Oh, okay.
and Connie and Michael show up, and she's like, "I had Michael with my first husband, Spud,
Who's a real square.
Frankie's like, "Oh God, you didn't marry him, did you?" And Michael's like, "Hey man, quit ragging on my dad."
Quit ragging on my dad,
I'm like, man,
dude.
Frankie is such a jerk.
Yeah, Frankie's really mean
Yeah.
to everybody.
And their whole
Except
plan,
he's still very likable for some reason.
And their whole
he's
plan is like to get each other. They got to get their women back, and the way that they do that supposedly is to make them come crawling back. So they got to make
really
it look like
old-
they're having a good time.
Old school ways. So it's like they got to have fun on the beach. And that's when Annette goes to, what's the guy's name again?
Huh? Oh,
Troy?
Troy.
Yeah, goes up to Troy, and Troy tries to impress her with, you know what they
With this
say.
gigantic bulge of
He's got a speed, his leopard print
his leopard
speedo.
speedo.
And he's like falling
He's got
backwards.
like an electric generator on his like beach setup too.
He's
playing
got all
tunes.
kinds
A
of
full
expensive
bar.
toys.
He's got a blender going and everything. He like hands her
He's
a
got
champagne
fans.
glass filled with milk. And
Yeah, what was up with
I
that?
think it
was a
was maybe a
shake.
pina colada.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
maybe.
gonna
Could
go
be.
for.
Could be.
and he's like, you know what they say? You can tell the men from the boys by the price of their toys. And she's like, I want you to impress me with throwing your money around and getting me drunk and going back to your place. And he goes, wait a minute, have we gone out before? And she goes, Toodles, takes off.
And that was supposed to be if Frankie was there, he would have stormed up to Troy and knocked his block off.
But funny
Yeah.
enough, Frankie was there and he just got more pissed.
Yeah.
And he didn't knock anyone's block off. And
No.
that was her.
Zero
that was Annette's
block knocking.
lesson to her daughter and random extras as friends.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, she's going to have a
Try
shitty
and win.
marriage
yeah.
learning all this stuff from Annette.
And I have no idea how she would hear a word that they said because the daughter was like on the other side of the beach.
Right. True. That's when they decide to Jamaica ska.
Yeah, with Fishbone.
Do you guys know how to Jamaica ska?
Ska.
Well, Annette told me how to do it. She
Sure,
showed me.
Annette.
She instructed
You
me on how to
swing your
Jamaica ska.
arms.
It's a required course in our college. That's when Fishbone shows up to show you how to Jamaica ska.
And they just like come out of nowhere. They're like Fishbone
just
was
live
like
on the
literally
beach.
hiding behind a beach ball or something in a trash can, and they've been waiting for their cue this entire time,
Like-
until someone says the word ska, and then they pop up magically.
He's just like hanging out with his saxophone,
were-
being like, "I hope
Wearing
somebody
a
asks
full
me how to ska."
suit.
They were eagerly
Yeah.
awaiting the early 90s when they could be relevant.
Yeah.
At least they were being polite. They weren't, forcing people to ska.
True. Very true.
But everybody just wanted to do it.
Yeah,
Besides, it was starting to rain anyway, so they had to ska off the beach.
that's right. Frankie
Speaking
was,
of, you went to an Aquabat show recently, yes?
I did.
How was it?
It was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I went and did the VIP package, so I got like a meet and greet.
How
It
was
was
that?
amazing. Oh, it was awesome.
Did you ask them why the hell their show isn't on the air anymore? 'Cause that's what I would have asked them.
No, because I wanted to be polite.
Oh, I would have been like, "Hey, you Aquabats, where the hell's your new show? I want to see your new show."
No, it was canceled
Whoa, Frankie, slow down.
because it was canceled in the second half or before the half of the second season. So it was cut pretty early.
Did they? Do you know if it's on DVD?
First season is
How about second season?
no.
Is it still on Netflix? I think it is.
I don't know if it's on Netflix.
Whatever,
show
go find
was
it and watch
crazy
it. That's a
good.
great
Yeah.
show.
But they did like you got to go in for a sound check and they played a few songs. They have not
Oh, cool.
played in a long time, which is amazing.
Cool.
And I got to meet them, got autographs, free stuff, pictures with them. It's great.
Did they ska?
Not,
not so much
specifically
because there's
Jamaica
no horn
ska,
section.
but Jimmy the Robot would switch to a saxophone for some songs.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So it's semi ska.
Sweet.
Yeah. Fishbone knows how to ska though.
Yeah, they do.
And so Annette leads the Jamaica ska, and Frankie's trying to be like, "No, over here, we're having fun."
Yeah.
No one's having it.
And that's his idea of fun, is just yelling that he's having fun.
Yeah, he's so used
Which
to
is
people,
my idea of fun, too.
people just following the big Aloha, the big Chihuahua, the big El Chupacabra.
The big Kevin Sorbo on UPN 38 in between Hercules Legendary Series.
Yeah. Let's see, what else did they try to do to win their
The big
women's
chandelier?
bets?
The chandelier.
The
So then it starts to rain. Somehow Frankie gets a license to sell hot dogs.
Oh, when he's feeling down,
without
he-
his pants being
He
zipped
gets it
down.
from the harbor master.
when he is feeling down, he does the one thing he loves to do, which is sell things.
Yeah.
Sell hot dogs.
Sell hot dogs. And
But
can
only-
you believe he only made $18 that day when it was raining out?
Yeah,
I got socks
cost
worth more than that.
like Michael's
got
like ready to get
ripped off.
screwed.
No, I don't have any hot dogs on my hot dog cart.
So hey, you gotta get a hot dog.
At Elm.
No, I can't do that.
Me and Dane experienced a hot dog salesman in Elm Park in Worcester. They were like, "Hey, can we have some hot dogs?" He goes, no, I don't have any hot dogs.
he's like, no, I can't do that.
What else do you want? And he's like looking, we're like, is this available? And he's like peeking out the window at like what he has.
He's like, how much does that cost? I was like, all right, man, give me like an ice cream bar. He's like, how much does an ice cream bar cost? And I could have said
think it was a
anything.
Choco Taco to be
Yeah,
exact.
it must have been a Choco Taco. I'm like, I don't know, dude, like $1. He's like, okay.
Anyway, sorry.
So this is the part where like you find out that Michael is such a cool dude that like he's this artist who makes these surfboards, but he gives them all away, which
He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to go straight, man.
Well,
he
to
doesn't want
me-
to be. He doesn't want to work for the man.
to me it strikes the question. He's obviously renting the space to have that
He could
building.
be squatting.
He has to pay for the paint. The paint's expensive. You got to pay for the materials to make the boards. I'm sure you got. I mean, there's an overhead involved with this operation.
Probably
so where's
just
he getting the
mooches
money
off
from?
Sandy.
You think so?
Quite possibly.
Oh my god, I didn't even
Well,
think
My
of
I'm
that.
sure
father is a
Frankie
very
and Annette are
successful
set.
used car salesman.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Who has such fine hair and socks that cost $18.
That's true.
right.
That hair ain't cheap.
That's true.
It could be a thing where maybe Frankie is even paying for her rent at the so maybe
Doesn't
he
even
like
know it.
maybe he like weekly like wires her money for rent and stuff, and
Possible.
maybe that's why
And that's why he's so pissed.
That's why he's so pissed that a guy's living in there, because he's living in there for free. That really
makes sense.
That really could be the whole thing.
Could be.
It's
yeah,
not
they
just
never
about being a
explained that,
boy.
but that's a good theory.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking about it.
Hey, listeners, do you have a fan theory about Back to the Beach? Please let us know. Send us an email at the VHSBandits@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Or send us a message on Facebook to let us know how you think Michael funds his surfboard shop.
Yeah.
His pro bono or charity.
He could be funded by Troy.
Could be.
You think Troy is funding? I don't even know if he knows Troy.
Maybe it's like
it's like Great Expectations type of deal. He's like
great a group collective where it's like people just like we're creative, so we have this space and we all contribute to one another, like a cult.
The beach cult? Whoa, this is going
deep.
This is going into a weird direction. All right, so let's get back on the track. So what they decided to do is the whole thing about trying to be happy doesn't work. So what is the only one thing? If you are on this beach in California, there's only one way to get your woman back. And
Set shit on fire.
yeah, that is having a late night beach party with a bonfire. But they're
But
like,
how do you get a party permit, guys?
You got to go talk to the harbor master,
A harbor master.
who is run by
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
He's a great character too.
Oh, he's
very
awesome.
he's very full of himself, and
He like hates everybody.
Would you believe me if I told you I had the biggest yacht ever made?
He's like, I
found
find
a
it hard to
tugboat.
believe.
What about a
no.
broken oar?
I love when they're like, we got to flatter them. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh man, putting a ship into a little bottle must take skill, patience, and talent. He's like, I bought this for $1 from a 9-year-old girl. It's like,
And
whoa,
thrifty,
you're very
too.
thrifty too. May I say, you're uncanny. So they
And then
ladder
ladder
so
will
they're
get
like,
you
you just won Harbor Master of the Year, and we're celebrating, and we need a party permit to throw you the inaugural Harbor Master party bash or whatever.
And
they want you to show up and say a few words.
So he buys it.
And he agrees. Yeah, he buys into it, hook, line, and stinker.
So they do they're at the late night beach party, and Michael and Sandy get back together. All is good there. They're slow dancing. They got their hands on each other's butts. But there's one problem.
There's one problem.
Annette finds Frankie hugging Connie, and that sets her off. So she's like, "That's it. I gotta go surf with Troy." So he's like,
she's kind of she misunderstood the situation.
"Oh
though.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
were making up. Frankie and Connie were like, "Hey, things didn't work out between us, but we're still friends, and that's
But
cool.
They basically said Frankie was like, "Hey, if there wasn't Annette, I would have fucked you."
He
so
did say something kind of like
hard.
that, where he's all
Yeah,
like,
he
"It
did
wasn't,
say that.
it wasn't Annette, Connie. It was you." I'm thinking, what does
Yeah,
that
he's still-
mean?
But
He's
Connie
still kinda
understood
sleazy.
that he still loved Annette.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
which they bring up later on when Annette goes up to him and is like, "He's all yours," and she's like, "Yeah, he would be if he wasn't so hung up on you, you
Yeah.
bitch." She didn't say that, but
Who do you think?
she meant that.
After all said and done, who do you think Frankie should have? What do you think Frankie should have done? Should Frankie have gone back with Annette, or do you think Frankie should have left with Connie?
There's a reason
No,
why
Frankie should go back with Annette. Why
Yeah.
would he go with Connie?
it's Frankie and
His
Annette.
whole life is with Annette.
25 years.
I'm just okay. That's all I'm asking. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, what if this movie could have taken a weird turn? And he's like, "Yep, that's right. I'm going to divorce my wife."
then
Oh my God, that would be
Michael
very
and Sandy
dark.
would have been a real fucked up marriage.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have worked out right. That could have ruined their whole relationship.
Yeah,
That would have been a
reunions
Sally
would be
Jesse
rough.
Raphael
Then
episode.
Frankie could have been an even worse person than he already is.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Very true. Very, very true.
And Troy, while surfing, he's wearing a gold jumpsuit.
yeah.
It's like the coolest. I want that wetsuit in the worst way. Sparkly gold.
Dude's
And-
made of money.
Well, not only okay, now obviously he's a surfer, but we didn't realize how much of a surfer until he told us in topical reasons, where he's like, "Does Michael Jackson have flammable hair?" Yeah, I surf. And I'm like,
And
"Does
then
Dolly
when they
Parton?
float?
Does Oprah Winfrey eat?"
And so when they get back to the shore, Frankie sees them, and then they get in a fight, and he's like, "Your shoes are untied," and then he punches Troy right in the face and knocks him out.
Who wasn't even wearing shoes. What a dumbo. What a bozo. What a bonehead.
And then that's when Annette goes to see Connie, and she, convinces her that Frankie's still in love with her or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And then they realize we were all
The stakes
wrong.
in this
We're gonna
movie are
make up.
very low. And
Yeah.
the problems are solved very quickly
Yeah.
and easily, which is whatever. It's fine.
And then
Once they make up, what happens next?
they have dinner. And they go, "Wow, good dinner." And you know what happens after dinner?
What happens after dinner?
They have dinner and then the accident story.
I think we skipped a part.
Oh, you're right. We skipped one of the greatest parts
The
in the whole
gang.
movie.
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman
Pee-wee,
shows up.
out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. Pee-wee shows up.
And he sings the bird is the word.
Yeah, man, he sings "Bird is a Word" like,
Francis.
and it is awesome.
It's very good.
then,
And there's so much like weird like 80s like music video editing where like there's
Yeah.
the mirrored split screen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the best part about it too is they did not even try to hide the fact that in certain shots he's not even like moving his lips, but
Oh,
the
he's not
song's
even
still
singing.
going.
Yeah.
It's great. It's awesome.
And
He has a great dance.
He does.
literally out of nowhere.
He's a very talented dancer.
These big dudes come up with a surfboard with bike handlebars on it.
Oh yeah.
And he flies off into outer space. He glows blue and he flies off into outer space.
It's awesome.
And it's totally ridiculous.
The signature
so
Pee Wee
good.
Herman style.
Yeah. It was awesome.
And that's when
Pee Wee
everyone,
always flying
everyone
off
is
into outer space.
coming down off that Pee Wee
the
experience.
Pee Wee High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when it's
What
time
just happened?
for the story.
Oh yeah, dinner and the accident story.
Yep.
So we already told you the story. The
Right,
humongous
right.
cowabunga from down under takes him. Oh, and then of course Annette has to end the story by going, and that's the accident story. End of story. So from now on, every time I say a story, I'm gonna say, and that's it. That's end of story.
End of story.
Yes. So he was in a coma or something. So he doesn't surf anymore. But
Yeah.
then the biker gang the surfer gang shows up.
With ATVs bought with Frankie's credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the great exchange of dialogue in this movie with Bobby and his family. Who's now, is he leader of the gang? Did they vote?
He's the president of the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
as they call it.
Yeah. And he changed his name he's no longer Bobby.
Oh no.
He's now Surly.
My gang name is Shirley. Shirley?
Shirley?
You want us to call you Shirley?
No.
Bobby's a tougher name than Shirley.
All
Forget
right.
it.
I'm changing my gang name. Now I'm Knife.
Nice? You want us to call you Nice? Nice haircut, Nice. Nice
I just
fart, Dane.
Dane just farted.
Forget
End
it.
of story.
End of,
Just call
I just
me
farted.
Bobby.
End of story. Dinner and the fart story.
Just
That's
call
gonna
me
be on
Bobby.
your grave.
Just forget it. Call me Bobby.
That's when Zed challenges their best surfer for the beach.
Yeah, he's
Which
like,
is
"'Cause
kind
this
of
is my
funny,
beach.
'cause,
Get
like,
off of it."
This is like not a subplot at all throughout the movie. Like there's this like surfer gang exists, but they are not really a threat to anybody.
They're pretty respectful.
Yeah, they crashed the that pajama party, and then they're like, "Hey, get out of here!" Even though they're like having fun,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Okay." And they
Well, it's kind of weird
leave.
because like Zed goes from being mean to all right, mean to all right. You know what I mean?
he's manic depressive.
I guess so.
Bipolar disorder.
Yeah, that one.
But like, I don't
Definitely.
understand it because there's a million people on the beach all the time, and
But
Zed,
not his part of the beach.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like Zed doesn't seem to like make a big deal about it until now that they have this nighttime party, and he's like, "This is my beach. I want everybody off my beach."
You didn't get my permit for a beach party.
Yeah, I wasn't invited.
Beach blanket bingo party. What if I wanted to play bingo?
So they decide that
Zed's law.
they're gonna. Zed's, yeah, right.
Zed is God.
Zed Eater 3, his beach. so they.
Zed Eater 2, Beach Buster.
Beach Buster with sidekick Speedboat. so
Bought with an Amex credit card.
so they decide that they're gonna do a surf off with the best surfer wins, and it turns into like this big crazy like televised event with like a million people in a stage.
Yeah, like
and-
less than 24 hours later.
yeah, like totally funded by Body Glove. It's
The whole
ridiculous.
movie is funded by Body Glove.
Seriously.
Yeah, there's a lot of body glove in this.
So
Quite a lot.
And
Great
it's supposed to
product
be
placement,
Michael. Yeah.
yeah,
Michael is supposed to be the surfer, but he breaks his leg somehow. I forget. I don't know what happened.
Oh, like Frankie took a bongo and smashed his foot up.
Why?
Because he took it and he took the bongo and he's like, "This is our beach," and he smashed it on the ground, but he accidentally smashed it on Michael's foot.
Oh,
That
okay.
shouldn't break his foot, though. 'Cause
Well, it
one,
did.
One, it's on
Well, it-
sand. And two,
It's-
Well, next time we're on a beach, I'll put a bongo on your foot and see if it breaks.
let's do it.
Whoa,
Let's do it.
that would be Kevbot's worstest summer ever.
yeah, yeah, worse than the Cape one.
Well,
All right,
then-
we'll have to
then
do
I'm
it
gonna-
down the Cape, so
then
that'll
I-
be your worst Cape weekend.
Okay, all right.
Your worst Cape,
You know,
Cape summer.
all the weekends I've had down on the Cape have been pretty good so far.
Oh, well, they're about not to be until I smack your foot with a bongo.
Yeah. Then
Did
it'll
you
be
ever go down the Cape with me, Kevbot?
not until you lived down there.
Yeah, I
For
feel
like a
like
year and a
you
half.
went down with Jack and we played Goosebumps, the board game. Did you ever go down with Jack?
No, never did.
No? Who
Nope.
the fuck did I play Goosebumps with?
No clue. Maybe it was Tom the Bomb.
I don't know.
It could have been Tom the
know.
Bomb. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it might have
I-
been.
My family was weird. They didn't have a house down there.
They
or anything.
hibernate during the summer.
Yeah, actually. No, we would go down.
You should be asleep right now.
We would go down during February vacation
Oh, okay. that's
because
weird.
like barely
and
anything's
quiet.
open. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
quiet.
that's terrible.
I personally, I wouldn't go there like for that kind of vacation, but I love the Cape in the wintertime because it's
we
just
used to-
dead. There's nobody there. It's really nice.
Well, the hotel we used to stay at was pretty cool because they had like an awesome arcade and an indoor
Nice.
pool, and it was really close to a Papagino's.
yeah.
It sucked because Pirates Cove wasn't open or anything like that, but there was
Yeah.
still other things open, and like there was like
Papagino's.
what's that?
Like Papa Gino's.
Yeah, like Papagino's. And there was like some like burger stand I don't remember the name, but it was really cool. It was like this mom and pop kind of place.
Cool.
It's
pretty
kind
good.
of like a 50s diner type of thing, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Is that what the one you're talking? Is by like the batting cages and golf, mini golf place with the Skull Island.
Oh,
Could be.
yeah. Right.
I don't remember.
Yep, I know that. I know that area.
28. arr.
We'll have to
Yep.
go back down and figure it out. But yeah, we
Yeah.
used to go down in the winter. But when you and John lived down there, I did come visit you guys a few times.
Right.
And they were pretty fun, so I don't have any complaints. Yeah. Until
Anyway.
Dan and I go. So Michael hurts his foot or breaks his foot.
got a
or
cast on.
Whatever. The wrong foot, I think you pointed out. Like the bongo gets smashed on his right foot, and then he's got a cast on the left foot.
Yeah.
Which
He's,
whatever.
he doesn't have good insurance. It's not the medical system's pretty laid back in California. The doctors.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if he doesn't have a
Smoking dope.
job, he's got no insurance, right?
That's right.
That's right. That's got to come out of Frankie's fund for his daughter.
Yeah, there was
His
no
pocket.
Reagan care back then, you know.
Maybe Frank was talking to the doctor. He's like, "I'm paying for this. Put it on the other side."
Yeah.
Show this idiot who's boss.
So
now Frankie, the big chow mein, has to be the surfer.
and of course Zed is like making fun of him, being like, "You sell Fords. What are you gonna drive? A Mustang?" And then so they go out there. They go out in the water, and Zed's like shredding up the waves. And he's getting good grades, good reviews from the judges.
One guy gave him an 8, and the other guy gave him a 6.
Yeah,
A thumbs up and a thumbs down.
Yeah, so it's like not even like, again, the stakes are not high. Those aren't like,
Well,
those
it kind
scores
of is
aren't hard
because
to beat.
if
Like a
Fr-
6.
well, the thing is,
That's
if
a D.
Frankie can't even take a wave, he got 0 points all across the board.
True.
That's the
That's
thing.
true, but I mean,
If
he
had
had
a
like a
rocky
9
start
and a 9
until
or something.
dun dun dun. The Humunga Cowabunga
from down under.
from Down Under Part 2.
Yeah. It shows up just in the nick of time. And
What
everybody
a
thinks,
coincidence.
including Zed, who's like, "Come in, dude, come in. You're going to die." So
We don't believe in you.
everybody thinks he's going to die, man. But
But
goes-
he's out there.
He's out
signing
there in front
autographs
of a
and playing
green
golf.
screen the whole time. And everybody's
Shaving.
oohing and on.
I love the green
practicing
screen
his
shots in this movie.
Golf swing?
His golf swing.
Some guy
and-
even comes up to him and swims through the Humunga Cowabunga from down under and wants his autograph, which is about to get all soggy in the water.
right.
in true beach party fashion.
Yeah.
You know, surfing on the green screen.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's awesome. And everyone's cheering. And then the storm that brought on the Humunga Cowabunga from down under is gone.
Yep.
And everyone was like, well, he wins the beach.
Yep.
And that's the end.
That's
gets-
it.
Everyone lives
Yeah, that's the end of the
happily
movie.
ever after.
Yeah, they all have a big song at the end of the movie. Zed is cool now, and he's like singing up on stage. And of course, Bobby is now, he's no longer the surfer punk guy. He's wearing he's got the hair helmet just like his dad, and he's got this stupid, goofy, sparkly suit on.
His dad finally gained Bobby's respect
Yeah.
by almost dying.
And Michael and Sandy decide on having a Christmas wedding. So all is good. All is happy in at Back to the Beach.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I wanted to know, one thing I always thought when I was a kid was like, did they go back to Ohio at some point, or do they move to California? That's the thing
We'll never know.
Why, did I ever leave Ohio?
You're
I
gonna
feel
have
like
to
they
make
would
that
have
movie.
to go
Dan.
to
Yeah.
at least get their stuff.
True.
Yeah, I think they should make a movie called Back to the Beach Again.
Back to
Or-
Ohio.
Or
Back
back
from the beach.
Ohio. Right.
Yeah, back from the beach.
Yeah, back from the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Like,
the movie.
Then again, I'm
Ta-da.
an idiot, and I didn't think he still has to go back home and sell used Ford Fairlanes. So, So yeah, that is Back to the Beach, everybody. Woo, woo,
Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy. So we'll get right into some of the fun facts.
Cool.
Fact it.
Yeah, we already talked about how Frankie was never actually called Frankie through the whole thing. This was Annette's last movie she ever filmed.
Really?
She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis after this.
Oh no.
Yeah. But they did, with the whole like her being obsessed with Skippy things at that time, around that time, she did a bunch of commercials for Skippy.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it was like a cheap plug.
Right.
Oh. Yeah. And Spam as well.
And Spam
apparently.
as well, yeah. That's actually really about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So
Skippy and Spam.
let's get into some ratings
Awesome.
stuff.
So the IMDb rating is out of 10. What do you guys think it is?
10 out of 10.
Dane Train says 10 out of 10.
I'm
Go
gonna
for
say 7.8.
7.8. It's a 5.8.
What?
Screw IMDb. I'm never going on that shithole website ever again.
You know, you say that every time.
Every episode.
IMDb is
Every
the worst
episode.
website ever. I say we boycott it right now.
Oh, I would respectfully disagree. I would get
Yeah.
none of my information if it weren't for IMDb.
You don't need that lousy information.
I need my star meter to go up, guys. So go check out my IMDb.
Yeah. So Amazon is a 5-star rating.
Amazon is more up my alley.
All right. What do you guys think out of 5 stars?
10 out of 5.
10 out of 5. You can't
It's not
do
your rating.
10 out of 5.
What did I just say?
No.
10 out of 5.
I will not accept that.
Teabag, what did I just say?
Teabag.
Yeah.
I will
I
Bucket.
don't answer to
Teabag,
Teabag.
what did I
will-
just say?
Okay, T-Bucket. That's more like it.
I will not accept that. You have to guess out of 5 stars. I'm
Veto.
drawing
I
the
am
line.
not giving this movie any less than 2 digits.
okay.
10 out of 5.
10 out.
All right. Well, you're wrong then
Yeah.
automatically.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4.5.
you were very close. It was a 4.6.
I was so close. So close,
You're
guys.
disqualified.
You were off by 6.4.
You're disqualified, Dane. On Amazon, there were no VHS copies for sale.
Oh,
You
no.
can buy the DVD version. There's just a straight DVD version, and then there's a DVD 2-pack with this movie and Kids in the Hall Brain Candy.
What?
For whatever reason.
That
makes no
is
sense.
Yeah.
not
Which-
a double feature I would ever assume.
No,
would
absolutely
be
not.
bundled together.
But Brain Candy is
Well,
kind of
then.
a fun movie.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Kids
just
in the
not,
Hall are great.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know. They don't fit in a
Not
double
a beach
feature.
movie.
You guys
It's not
probably
really
don't watch this show, but it just ended on Comedy Central at midnight. They had
I've watched it a few times.
They had a Kids in the Hall themed one where they had 3 guys
Really?
from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, cool.
And it might have been one of the funniest episodes of that show I've ever seen.
Oh no, I'll
Yeah.
have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
It's
so.
It's up on the website. So
Right,
the
yeah,
Comedy
I'll
Central
check it out.
website.
Cool.
You can find the DVD for as low as $25, which is pretty expensive considering most
It's a
DVDs you can find on there
DVD.
for like 10 cents.
I'm sure you could find this movie fairly easily on tape at yard sales and stuff like that.
Most
so.
likely.
Yeah.
Savers.
eBay completed listings. There was an eBay completed listing at $6 plus shipping and handling. This is the VHS copy.
That's a little
That's
on
not
the
bad.
pricey side. I don't know.
Is it
I'd
worth
say
it?
$6
Oh,
is worth
I
it.
guess it's worth it because I think everybody should.
You just gave
own
it
this
10 out of
movie.
5. You
I
think
know.
$6 is too
I
much?
know. Everybody should have this movie.
Okay.
What am I saying? Everybody, please spend your money or trade and get this movie one way or another if you don't already have it.
Yeah. So we already said there was one trailer on Topher's tape.
Yep.
She's having a baby, but not Dane
Having a
Train's tape.
baby.
Not Dane Train's tape.
Now,
Okay.
No.
Now it's time for our ratings.
oh boy.
Out of 10
Stunned mullets.
10 stun mullets out of 10 Humunga Cowabungas from Down Under.
All right.
Big
sounds good.
chalupas.
Out of 10 fiancés thrown out of a window.
toilet bowl rings.
Sounds like a terrible Dr. Seuss book.
Out of 10 titties. We'll go with out of 10 Humunga Cowabungas from Down
All
Under.
right, that sounds
I like
fair.
it.
How
Hair
would
helmets.
you rate this movie? We'll start with you, Dane.
Oh man, this is hands down probably my favorite movie of all time. So
Whoa.
I'm gonna give it a 1 million out of 10.
You can't.
Jesus Christ.
You
what
already,
did I just say,
you
Kev?
already gave a movie 1 million out of 10.
I did. I gave a movie like at least 100 or 1,000, but I gave a movie 1
1
million.
million?
Yeah, maybe it was maybe it
All
was
right,
100.
then 2 million out of 10.
I'm not doing.
All
yeah,
right,
10 out
then
of
put
10.
me as 10 out of 10
You're
then.
yeah,
if you want to be stingy about it.
I'll go 20. All right, I'll go
20 out of 10.
20
Okay,
out of
that's
10.
fair enough.
I'm not. You're being ridiculous, Dan.
Oh, my
I put my
goodness.
foot
Am
down.
Just to
I-
offset
This
that, I'm
movie
gonna
is
say
ridiculously awesome. Is what
You're throwing off
negative
the.
a million out of 10.
You're being ridiculous.
But I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is, in my opinion, my favorite movie of all time. I will never. If there's a, they say like, oh, if you could be stuck on an island with one movie, what would it be? It would be Back to the Beach.
Nice.
Because if I was stuck on an island, I would be back at that beach every single day because I'd be
Very
stuck
true.
on the island. So
Okay, well, now I'm gonna ask you this because Loose Screws, you gave 100 out of 10.
I did.
Back to the Beach or Loose Screws?
Back to the Beach.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
that settles it.
I love both movies. But hands down, Back to the Beach is a.
This is a superior film.
Oh, I mean, I just mean this. This is like cream of the crop here for me. This
All right.
movie,
Not as many
Absolutely.
titties, though.
No.
There is nothing bad about this movie whatsoever,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
All
I
right.
love it.
Topher,
Bop, 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 bop.
out of 10 Humunga Cowabungas from Down Under.
I'm going to say 9 out of 10 Humunga Cowabungas from Down Under.
10. All right, 9 out of 10.
How about you, Kevbot?
I'm gonna give this movie
Here it comes.
Oh God.
a solid 9.3.
Ooh! Wow! Oh my
Ooh,
goodness!
More than me,
9.3.
huh?
Wow! Finally, a movie that's got this guy with a decent
Wow.
rating. Golly!
Hey, I've given movies good ratings before.
yeah.
It's true. It's true.
It is true.
I
Bot likes movies.
yeah. Just gonna assume here you would both rewind it.
Oh, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I've seen this movie more times than I can count, and I could watch it many, many more.
What have you watched more? Back to the Beach or Mr. Boogedy?
Ooh.
Probably Mr. Boogedy.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's like
If I had to
one
guess.
third of the time.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of Mr. Boogedy in for one back
That's
to the
very
beach.
true. Yep, very good
Very
point.
true. So, I mean, we don't have too much time left, but we did try and do some questions on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll do a quick
Yep.
Q&A.
But I know that Topher, you've got a couple cheap plugs for some of your movies. I figured
Yes, I
we
do.
would
Thank you.
definitely want to address some of that if people haven't followed that or heard some awesome, exciting news about that.
Yeah. So Dark Roast will be playing at the NOLA Horror Film Festival in New Orleans. That is from September 21st to the 25th, I believe. On the 7th date is playing at Kew Gardens Film Festival. That's going to be this Thursday, so this episode will be out after it plays. So if anyone saw it, thank you. And Dark Roast and On the 7th Date will be both playing at the Sanford International Film Festival in Sanford, Maine. That is around October 18th to the 23rd or something along those lines.
And And you'll
And
actually,
on the 7th date is also playing a shitload of other film festivals, which is awesome. It's going to be playing in New York and Toronto and various other places in the upcoming months.
You're actually gonna be at the, was it Sanford Film
Yes.
Festival in
I'll be
Sanford,
at
Maine?
Sanford, and I will be at the one in New Orleans as well.
Awesome.
So
That's
you
great.
can check those out. Just search for Sanford International Film Festival, and you can search for.
Sorry.
Yeah, right
I'm
there.
getting all
NOLA.
choked up about it.
Oh, I appreciate it. NOLA Horror Film Festival. And one of our Instagram followers already supports the NOLA Horror Film Festival.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. People definitely check it out. Dean and I have both seen
Oh,
Dark
yeah, we're
Roast.
all in Dark Roast, by the way.
Yeah.
All of us.
You'll be
You'll
able to
never
see
spot
Dane
me.
Train.
I'm
and-
way in the background somewhere.
Oh,
Kevbot is
barely
like,
spot
think,
me.
I
I'm in
think
there for
I'm
a
a little
flash.
farther in the background than
Yeah.
you.
Kevbot is the Easter egg of Dark Roast.
That's
Yes.
right.
He's the Waldo of Dark Roast, if you can find him.
Definitely go check those out and support them. They've both, at least on the 7th date, has won a few awards at some of the film
it's
festivals it's
won-
been part of.
It's won Best Film, Best Screenplay, Best Best Screenplay,
Yeah.
the Audience Award, and there's another film festival that me and Anna Rizzo, the lead actress, have both been nominated for Best Actress and Actor, which is
Awesome. Congrats.
flattering.
Yeah. So awesome. Great. We wanted to definitely plug those.
Thank you.
By T-Man himself, Topher Hansen. So now we're gonna just real quick go over some Q&A from our Instagram post here. So Dean Train.
We got a lot of answers really fast, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate,
I
guys.
think
Yeah.
there's
Thank
one or
you.
two on the Facebook. I will try. Well, maybe we'll do some now. We'll do some the next time too. You know?
Yeah.
So let's see. First one comes from.
We're recording this August 8th, by the way, at whatever time Eastern Standard Time.
It's
if we
9
don't answer your
9:51
question, we might not have gotten
Yeah,
it.
9:50 Eastern Standard Time.
And if you send it after we do this, we'll answer on another episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's- Is it 5:50?
6:50.
6:50.
All right, we got 5
Why did I
minutes to
think
do this, so let's
California
get through here.
It's 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever.
Okay.
Lay it on us, Dane Train.
All right, here. Cap'n Good Times asks, what's the first tape you rented when you got your own video store card?
I never had my own video store card.
I never did
borrow my
either.
mom's Blockbuster
What?
one.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, mine was always my folks.
And
Oh, man.
I never actually rented a videotape when I was old enough to go on my own. But the first DVD I rented was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And it was so scratched up, I had to go back down like an hour after I left. And they were just like, "You're returning this already?" And I was like, "No, it's scratched.
Oh.
It's not working." And they're like, "So you're returning this?" And I was like, "It doesn't work. I want another movie." They were like, "Okay, so return it." And I was like, "I want another movie." And they just like
Yeah.
didn't get it.
Oh.
Because Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Plus they were going out of business in the Shrewsbury location. So they were just
Yeah.
like, fuck it. So
At
Sorry,
least
you guys.
in my, I mean, at least like with my folks' video account at Brown's TV Video in Northborough, one of the earliest rentals I remember renting was the Dirt Bike Kid. That was one of the first tapes I ever remember renting. That and a Ninja Turtles tape of there was like a Terminator Ninja Turtle robot. And those are the first tapes I vividly remember.
the cartoon or the
Yeah,
movie?
the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Those are so like Dirt Bike Kid I think was one of the first movies I ever like as myself went into the video store and said I want to rent this, and I rented it. So
Nice.
How about you, T-Man?
I did have my own Blockbuster card. The first thing, because you needed a credit card or a
Yeah.
debit card or something. So the first thing I did when I got a card was get a Blockbuster card, and I don't remember the first tape I rented, but I remember the one of the tapes I bought at Blockbuster around that time was Phantom Town.
Oh my god, no way.
It's this goofy like kids movie.
That's a believe it, that's a full moon kids movie under their Pulse Pounders nameplate, and it's actually quite valuable today.
Oh, really? It's a good
Yeah,
movie. We
I've
should
been
do it
after it.
sometime.
Cool, man.
Well,
Awesome.
I have it.
You have it? No way.
Good to know.
Cool, we
Yeah,
gotta
I
watch
did. I
that.
bought it.
Next one comes to us from VHS Eden. And does he have any opinions of if we were to have any VHS bootlegs made of modern movies? What modern movie would you want to have made on VHS?
That's a good question. Did you guys think of anything?
Well, I think the question was, what's our opinion on bootlegs, or is it what?
Yeah,
movie?
yeah. I mean, like if you would to make a bootleg of a modern movie on tape, what would you do? What modern movie would it be?
There's some Instagram account, and you and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago when we took a wonderful journey to the Rieta Flea Market.
Yep.
There's someone out there who makes custom tapes, and they make bootlegs of like current movies, and they the art style of the cover is very like, dated.
They look authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really anything I enjoy in the theater, Star Wars movies, Marvel movies, I thought I saw one for the Wolverine movie Logan, which was awesome. And I guess as long as the box art, looks really cool, I'm pretty open as long as I like the movie.
All right.
There's nothing specific.
All right. T-Man?
Yeah, well, I don't. If you're just like bootlegs in general, I don't think you should bootleg movies.
Yeah, agreed.
But if we're talking about like what a movie we'd like to see on VHS, there's a movie that is available on VHS, Beyond the Gates.
Yep.
It's a great movie
I have
that
the
revolves
Blu-ray of
around
that.
a VHS board game. Starring Graham Skipper, and there's a VHS copy of it, and that's the one to go for.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I want to put Dark Roast on VHS too, which is Dane gave me a bunch of blank tapes, so I could do that.
That's right. That's right. If there was a modern movie that could be released on VHS, probably Ex Machina was the most recent modern movie I like. God, please don't fucking hit me, but I really don't like modern movies at all. I think they all fucking blow dog. But it's very hard for me to see a modern movie that I actually like. Wow, like I actually was really into this. And Ex Machina was the only one I saw where I was like, wow, like this really, I really liked it.
That's fair.
And so I'd say probably that movie. So cool. Next up comes from Super Beast Reaper, who
That's
asks,
a dope name.
Yeah.
what's your favorite slasher movie?
Ooh, I gotta say, honestly, the original Scream is my favorite slasher movie because that really, we were like kids when that came out, and that's like what got me like deep into horror movies to start off with. So
There you
that
go.
like led me down the rabbit hole of slasher movies.
All right. How about you, Kibbot?
I don't think it's a slasher movie, but I'm a big fan of the Halloween series. Like 1 and 2 is really good.
That's
There
a
you go.
slasher.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with Halloween.
Is Ice Cream Man considered a slasher?
No, that one's a scooper.
A scooper? That's my favorite scooper then.
You did it all right. Also, Jason Lives is really good too.
Oh, yeah, that is a good one.
All right, I think we have time for one, do we? All right,
Yeah.
one more really,
One
really
more.
quick. Super Beast Reaper has one more question. What style of music do you guys do in your band, and what do you do in the band? I think they were talking about Lunch, your band Lunch.
So,
We
yeah,
were-
Kevbot
we
and I
Just
had a
talking
band
about
called
that
Lunch.
yesterday, actually, with number one superfan Dan Alicata, cheap plug, at the Elm Draft House, the That's Entertainment Creature Double Feature, which is an annual Creature Double Feature where they show 2 kaiju movies, which is great. It was going over Lunch, the band that Topher started.
Well, we all started. We also had John, who was on the Silence of the Hams episode. He was the drummer.
Yeah.
and then he quit, and then Kevbot, who was our bassist, became the drummer
Yeah.
and the bassist.
And the bassist.
We were, yeah, there
Started off as the Funkatron, the
Yes, he was a
rapping
robot.
from the future. Then upgraded to bassist, and then bassist / drummer. But we did have Mitch.
Yes, Mitch
very
played drums
short-lived.
for a little while.
Yeah. And
So the kind of music we played is just fucked up, weird stuff. I'd say it's much influenced by like Mr. Bungle, Tub Ring, and like the Aquabats. And we had like a live stage show where we came through a time machine. Basically, the whole idea is that like Lunch is from the future, bringing Earth the music of the future today,
Yes.
and also robots and pirates and
Yeah.
weirdo stuff.
lots of characters who would show up, including Cro-Magnon, the caveman detective.
Yep.
We had Abe Lincoln recite the Gettysburg Address.
Yeah. That the audience did not like that, but I thought it was hilarious.
That was great. Topher played keyboards and guitar, and he played bass at one point, and
Yeah, and we all sang.
yeah, and just kind of everything. It was it influenced a lot of different things. Fun stage show, got the people involved, and we can't forget Lunch Lady Steve, who was
Oh
the
yeah,
lunch lady from the group.
Steve.
Yeah,
Yes, he was our hype man / lunch lady.
yeah, /
And-
snack hander outer.
Yeah, you throw out snacks.
Yeah.
And so the music's still available. You can find it on Reverb Nation, I think.
Yeah.
Is one of the places. It's also still on fucking MySpace too.
Yeah,
Um,
which is
so
weird.
it's-
That's still a site.
Yeah, so Lunch ! Is probably how you'll find us. I think it's just Reverb Nation / Lunch or Lunch Music.
Yeah.
If you wanted to listen to any of it.
Just type in Lunch Music Shrewsbury, and you'll definitely find us. Don't
Planet
listen to
Shrewsbury,
the Lunch from
Massachusetts.
Worcester. That's a different
Yeah,
lunch.
we're
That's
we're
not us.
we're not that Lunch.
No.
If hearing the description of what we told you, if you listen to any of the other bands called Lunch, you'll know that it's not us right away.
Yeah.
Well, we
So,
are
awesome.
just about out of time
Yeah, I
here,
think
guys. Time
that's-
to
Okie dokie.
rewind back to the beach.
It's time
Thanks
to
for your questions, guys.
Yeah, that was only like a couple of them, so we'll do some more maybe next couple episodes. We'll bang through a couple of them.
Yeah, be great.
Yes, please.
So awesome. Great. That was awesome. We love Back to the Beach. General consensus, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thanks for listening, guys, to us. You can find us on Podbean and iTunes, anywhere you can really listen to podcasts.
You're listening to us right now.
Yeah. There's
So
there's
you found us.
other ways. Yeah. You can follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. We have a YouTube page where we post exclusive videos and episodes and stuff like that. We're on Twitter. You can send us an email at the VHS Bandits at gmail.com. So drop us a line, send us a message, say, hey, what's up? If you have questions, definitely send them. We'd love to answer them. But I think that's going to wrap it up. We're nearing to the end. It's all static from here. Credits are done. So let's end this. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm the Kevbot.
This is Dane Train.
This is Topher Hansen.
As always, guys, be kind and rewind.